Nintendo Game News for June 29, 2013 will be your virtual catnip and laser pointers to keep you occupied while we deliver on the latest gaming news. I'm Chris, this is Mike.
Hello.
This is Grover.
Dude!
And welcome to the show. Well, the first big news of the week is the sudden, uncertain future for Atlus, the makers of Persona and Etrian Odyssey and Grellancer, among others. And they've had a great year so far, but their parent company of Index Holdings is in pretty bad trouble as the company will be heading into the Japanese equivalent to a bankruptcy. Well, the bankruptcy proceedings, anyway. And the company will be restructuring afterwards. To make matters worse, the company has been investigated over falsifying business transactions that don't exist, among other things. Index is also the home of the game developer Inner Channel, which I've not heard of before, the Japanese movie studio Nakatsu, and the famed anime studio Madhouse, who's worked with Clamp on virtually everything they've ever made, and also key creators to anime classics like Vampire Hunter D, Death Note, and Trigun. So, all this stuff could be changing soon. And president of id Software, Todd Hollinshead? I don't know. I'm bad with names. Hollinshead. What did you say? Okay.
Hollinshead.
Has left the developer after 17 years with the studio now owned by publisher ZeniMax. He's been the CEO of the company since 1996 and became the president in 2009, but is leaving for personal interests. And back on that whole Sony-Microsoft front, we've got Sony, who has brought forth the 4.46 firmware patch to replace the faulty version that left a lot of those PS3 users with unusable systems. The good news is, not only does the patch look so far stable, it will fix problems that the downloaded 4.45 version had. So for those still able to access the cross-media bar, the update menu will be enough for you guys to get going again, but for those with more bricked systems, they can still go through an only slightly more complicated route of downloading the patch to a USB device or just about any PC computer, following the instructions to recover and update your PS3 through safe mode. So great news for some, but still a week plus without a game system that they likely played a lot. It does not make for happy gamers.
That usually makes a pissed-off gamer.
Sony also goofed when the fourth-wall-breaking anti-hero Deadpool came out in his own game last week on PlayStation Network, charging $10 more than the retail price.
Oops.
Sony is apologizing and will be sending out $10 in credits to all accounts for their mistake.
Whoopsie.
I would think it would just be Deadpool's cut. That's what I thought.
There you go.
Meanwhile, Microsoft won some shares from the indie community that Microsoft would no longer charge developers for pursuing DLC and updates to their games.
Finally.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Thank you, God, Microsoft. There's safety nets that will allow Microsoft to still charge developers for certain things if it looks like they're abusing the system. But otherwise, it looks like this will help avoid any horrible fox paws like what happened with Fez when it had a devastating glitch that would destroy the game saves and the company was being charged exorbitant amounts to be allowed to patch it. Though it's a little too late as the next gen is coming upon us very soon, and there's no word if this policy will extend to Xbox One or not. Gotta hope so. If not, then Microsoft, you're stupid.
Well, Microsoft is also teaming up with Time Warner to bring 300 cable TV channels to the Xbox 360. You have to have Xbox Live and Time Warner cable subscription, and of course live in the US to use the live streaming. You can control the service by voice command through the Kinect as well. So, see, Xbox One is so advanced, it's unveiling features that are becoming backwards compatible to older systems. Wait.
Blizzard confirmed that another big series of bans in Diablo 3 have taken place in order to address botting. You can find the blog that details the announcement with a link on the front page of their website. As a side note, there was an increase in sales for Diablo 3 in the Chinese market shortly after the ban took place.
Okay.
And that is probably a joke.
It's hard to tell, actually.
I didn't actually research to make sure that was true. I just made the assumption that it is.
Gold sellers!
I see. And not so long ago, Square Enix's CEO Yoichi Wada stepped down from his post at the company and replaced by Yosuke Matsuda, all over the giant financial losses that happened last year. But Yoichi is obviously not done with Square Enix, saying even at the time that he'd helped the company in his own way how he could. Well, now the website for Square Enix is listing him as chairman of the board as of this month. And also of note, Square Enix Company, Ko, is officially called Square Enix Holdings Company now. And Naughty Dog. There was also a discovery that a set of phone numbers and some of the advertisements in the game Last of Us weren't actually fake. See, most of the time when a 555 area code are used in medias because there is no 55 number. The problem comes when you add 1-800 to the front of it. So yeah, the game's pest control advertisement actually links to a phone sex line. Whoops.
That's great.
A translator mistranslated Hideo Kojima in an interview by saying that he might be working on a remix of the original Metal Gear Solid 1 using the new Fox engine. What Mr. Kojima actually said is that he would love it if someone would do such a thing. In addition, it wasn't long at all after this mistranslation that Just Add Water, the team that's been doing Oddworld's recent HD revisions, wrote an open letter to Kojima using bullet points to demonstrate why they would be an excellent team just for that job.
Oh, and you never know. Big changes on tap for Origin, EA's service similar to Steam, that's usually been only popular because of the important EA games that forces users to sign up with it, like Battlefield 3 and SimCity, to name a couple. But Executive Vice President Andrew Wilson, I already used that joke, sat down with Game Industry International to explain that they want to turn around their image and make the gamer more important. So improving patching, friend connectivity, easier downloads and installation, and lots more. To quote, "We have heard. We have made some changes already in terms of how we do things, and we're looking at more changes that we'll talk about over the coming months that are really gamer-focused." All right, making hope.
I would just like to kindly say to EA, fuck you. That's all I can think about when... Minecon finally has a date for this year. The Minecraft convention that brings in a ton of people every year in Mojang has announced it will happen November 2nd through 3rd in sunny Orlando, Florida. Not too much is known at this time, and there's not that much interest other than Minecraft related for Minecon, it seems like. So I don't think it's really a convention either. I remember the first one I watched, and I was just like, this is not a convention. This is a force you to go from place to place every day and look at stuff, and that's really it.
And if you want an early peek at PS4 or Xbox One, you can get tickets to the GameStop Expo in Las Vegas. Both systems will have playable demos on the show floor. General admission tickets are $35 a piece. And a new hint that Google is indeed working on a console system of their own. In a report from the Wall Street Journal, Google plans to release both an Android-powered console. Yeah, I know that Ouya's already done that, but, Google's Google. As well as an Android-powered wristwasher to battle similar projects that are being worked on by Apple.
Kickstarter has announced that it's expanding its reach in North America by now providing projects out of Canada to be funded as well. The rate that Kickstarter and other crowdfunding sites are going, it's not impossible that many could be going worldwide within the next 5 years, and I don't see why not, other than prevent scams.
And a couple of delays were listed this week is that NVIDIA Shield handheld gaming device that we've been talking about has been bumped into July, just a single day before its launch. They recently announced a $50 price drop that helped garner extra excitement, but apparently a mechanical bug was found at the last minute, and systems are being thoroughly tested before launching. The other delay is PopCap's much-anticipated sequel to the beloved Plants vs. Zombies game. Plants vs. Zombies 2 is now slated for, quote, later this summer, quote, but is still expected to be free when it launches on the iOS, with other platforms promised later. Though the game is free, there will be those ever-popular microtransactions throughout, but since the game claims all levels and zombies and plant types are available on download, just probably the usual unlocks for the first one, what extras could they possibly be marketing?
Steam introduced options for in-game items and mod creators for various games to now split their revenue with their fellow contributors, allowing an item creator to split their money with a mod or artist and so on who might have been part of the item's development. I think it's better to note it was actually item creators who asked for this, proving the game community truly cares about spreading the money and credit where it's due. The big companies can learn from this.
True enough.
I think so too.
XZ, those folks who bring obscure Japanese titles, otherwise probably would have never seen the light of day, to the United States among other places, just added 2 versions of Ragnarok Odyssey to the Vita to their online store while lowering their prices, including the relatively brand new Wii's Pandora Tower for $30. As an extra incentive, all prices in the store include shipping, so keep that in mind when you're looking over it.
SimCity's latest is a $9 DLC to help fix a traffic problem with airships. Ooh. Yep, you get 2 airships, 2 balloon parks with 10 different balloon types, and an event balloon for local stadiums. The airships will basically be floating super buses to transport your folks around your city. But really, $9. $9.
That's a little expensive.
As a steampunk guy, I kind of like the idea, but yeah, I would not pay $9. No.
That is a slap in the face. Go to hell, EA. Go to hell 1,000 times. That's all I can say about that.
Grover does like EA.
State of Decay, a hugely successful open-world zombie game on Xbox Live, got its latest patch this week. It fixed a lot of bugs from the game's launch and ones that were added after the game's first patch. The current patch list is pretty big, and it looks like it changes the game quite a bit. I actually read it, and it's pretty impressive, some of the stuff on there.
But it sounds like it's fixing a lot of the problems of people getting stuck in water and stuff like that. So
and items disappearing, falling through the ground, stuff like that.
They're trying. I like it when they try. And it's obviously helped that the Microsoft's recent policy change, too. So they're not having this. But anyway, Angry Birds Trilogy has been selling well enough on 360, PS3, and 3DS this year, and now Rovio has announced that it will be coming to Wii and Wii U come August 13th, while Limbo is also coming to the iOS devices everywhere on July 3rd. And Nintendo Direct is launching more Game Gear titles to the 3DS Virtual Console, as well as Kokuga, a shooter from the creator of Ikaruga. Plus, that second demo for Project Cross Zone is live for those who haven't bought it yet, as it came out this last week, and why would any RPGer or respectable gamer fanboy 3DS owner not have bought this yet? Hint, hint.
Nintendo shut down several of the Wii's online channels this week. These include the Nintendo channel, the News channel, Forecast channel, the Everybody Votes channel, Me Contest channel, and Data Exchange. All the attention is focused solely on the 3DS and the Wii U now.
That's bullshit. I like the Everybody Votes channel. Disaster Cake's JRPG Kickstarter project Soul Saga has gone beyond its early stretch goals to bring the titles to PS4, Vita, and Wii U, plus the PC, Mac, and Linux builds, and got voice acting involved. The game still has 2 more weeks to go and hoping to break 250,000 to double the content of the game that's supposed to be already be a 20-hour plus playtime with plenty of other stretch goals in between with things like guilds and airship combat.
Cool. 2 more anime legends are getting dropped into the upcoming so far Japan-only free-for-all fighter J-Star's Victory, as Kuchikami's star Roitsu and Gintama's Kuki Samurai Jintoki will be both officially joining the cast. And lastly, for the first time ever, the classic Samurai Showdown 2 finally gets a solo port away from the Neo Geo, and it's coming to the iOS and Android? Yeah, fighting games on touchscreens work so well, don't they? So that is game news for June 29th, 2013. Woo!
Holy cow.
I'm going to eat something.
What are you going to eat?
Probably pizza.
Oh, cool.
Unless there's enough leftover chicken and dumplings, because that would be way more
crap,
delicious.
I clicked the button. They're going to hear Civ startup sound. There we go.
We'll catch you all next time, folks.
See you next time.
See you next time, dude!